Every boy is born with potential. Some are born with opportunity. Others must build it step by step. This channel exists for the boy who refuses to give up.
Thank you so much. Welcome to our today's session. We are not doing a podcast as usual. We are doing a brief preview of my books that I have recently released. Now, in our previous episode, we talked about The Enemy Within, a book that is doing good, a tool against drugs, alcohol, and substance abuse, since alcohol is a death chamber to a boy's dreams and destinies. If you have not watched, you can go and watch the previous episode. Today we are talking about when boys become fathers. It is a tool against teenage fatherhood. We talk about teenage pregnancies, how it affects girls, but we forget there's a 17 years old boy in Form 3. He's asking himself, how is he going to maneuver? How is he going to make it in life? He has made that mistake. He is in the same pit. But as a society, we just discount and overlook the boy child. We only see as the girl child. And that is why I penned this book, basically as a tool to address what the teenage fatherhood, what our boys undergoing in life. There's a menace also that is taking our destinies, because the moment to become a father at 17, at 16, you are unable to concentrate with education. It becomes some barrier towards your destiny and towards your dream. It becomes you are now forced to go and hustle, do vibarua here and there so that you can source for funds. You have now become a family man. Responsibilities have now come. You have now to hustle hard. Masomo inakuwa shida. You are unable to continue with education. Wakati umejipanga urudi for education, your child anataka kulipiwa school fees. Now it becomes a battle. Should you pay for your still or for the child? For most of us, some may come back and bounce back and continue to our destinies. But majority of us, they end up in the pit. They end up becoming average, becoming poor, and then I have addressed the menace, how it affects our boys. I wrote it with a lot of concern, how it has also stolen destinies and dreams, because most boys are struggling with identity. I've talked about how you become a father. Now you drain your ability and your energy to continue chasing your dreams. The weight of the consequences. I have talked about the role of our fathers, because most of our fathers are absent. I've talked about dreams, your education life, how they are being affected by that, by the teenage fatherhood, and it is happening. I have interviewed few guys. I have also shared their stories, very inspiring. Some went into oblivion. They were unable to, very gifted, very talented musicians, footballers, educators, but they were unable to concentrate because the responsibilities came so early. And I have tried to advise my boys, especially for those who come from poor families. You have no right to have sex until at the right time. I've talked about the power of sexual education. You know, sexual education in our culture is a taboo. It's very wonderful to meet parents talking to their sons about their sexual life, and finally they end up messing up because they don't understand the weight. I've talked about the power of sexual education, a call to families, schools, and communities. Understand your body. I have challenged the parents to also talk to their sons, boys from poor families, because early family, when you become a father at a very early age, the chances are very high that the poverty will be perpetuated. The cycle of poverty will continue, because you will start responsibility as a very early. This is how when fatherhood comes too early, poverty stays too long. You know, the fatherhood often begins a cycle that is hard to escape, not because boys lack potential, but because responsibility arrives before preparation. So a young father is forced to focus on survival instead of growth. School becomes difficult to sustain, skills remain underdeveloped, and the vision narrows to next urgent needs. Without education or training, income stays low, stress stays high, and choices becomes fewer. Therefore, poverty then tightens its grip. kidogo kidogo, mtoto mmoja wawili, you are able to provide, you are not learned, no skills. Ile but ulikuwa unataka kuavoid, you will end up perpetuating it. This is a brotherly advice. It will help boys to answer this. One of the questions that I have been asked when I go to talk to boys, whether they can abstain up to the right time, because the world is, so because of so many stories that they hear on social medias and on so many social gatherings. It is possible. We have practiced it and we have seen its fruits. It is possible to wait until the right time. Delayed gratification will bring more fruit. I can testify that one. Yes, it is possible. You can abstain. This is question that boys ask me the most. They ask it in classroom, after assemblies, and in quiet corners. Is it even possible in this time with this pressure? And the answer is yes, you can abstain. I don't answer it from theory or wishful thinking. I answer from experience. I have traveled this path and I can tell you it is wonderful and it is doable and it is possible. I have faced the same pressure, the same curiosity, the same teasing, and the same moment of loneliness. Abstinence was not handed to me easily. It was chosen deliberately, again and again. It was hard, but it is possible. It still is. Others are possible and very difficult, but it is possible and it is doable. You can wait, and the moment you wait, you will enjoy the fruits. I have shared the tips and practice for way you can maintain purity and sexual discipline, so that you can be a father at the right time. For now, it is time to read, to work, to develop skills, and to pursue your destiny, to chase your dreams, and you will have a great life. I have given a checklist of destiny, things you need to remember before you unzip. Yes, a moment, but it's a lifetime. Your dreams requires light luggage. Yeah, that is one of the few things that I've talked about. Reputation and legacy, things that you need to remember. And I have talked about the power of making the right choices. The moment you make a right choice, that you are going to wait until the right time, you will enjoy. You will have a good life, and you will have time to focus on your dreams and the destiny. I've talked about the fruit of delayed gratification. What happens when you make the right choice? What will enjoy? How life will be. I have traveled the path and I can see it is good. And I have also concluded with one from the voice of the advocate. From me, I wrote this book from a point of deep love and concern. The boy child is not a statistic to me. It's a future father, a future leader, a future husband, and a future builder of the society. I've seen what sexual discipline does to boys with dreams. I have seen how quickly a young life can be derailed by one moment of weakness, one act of impulsiveness, or one decision made without foresight. So you can access the books. They are available in the library everywhere. You can text, you can inbox on this number 0703 100 168. The number will be on your screen. You can access, you can text, and we shall deliver. Until we meet next time, I'm your boy child mentor, Titus Meko.